Well, I've been planning on doing a wrap up for a while from the Fishers of Men National Championship, and it's just been so doggone busy that it's been tough to get around to. It was a pretty good tournament, at least on the second day. So, what I'm going to wind up doing is you'll see this intro, and you can also consider it your outro. And what we'll do is follow this up with I'm going to show you my quick setup here in the back. Regarding my new battery setup that I had mentioned in a earlier video. What I wanted to talk a little bit about though was just the tournament overall. So our season opened in the regular division for Fishers and Men, actually on Lake Eufaula in February. We wound up with about 8 pounds in that one, and we actually tied, I believe, for 6th, a little over 8 pounds. So it's been tough. Lake Eufaula has been tough. It was kind of rough. If you're liking the brush pile fish that Lake Eufaula is very famous for, it was tough to get out there just because of the wind and that sort of thing. So we wound up fishing shallow in that particular one. Caught some fish on a River to Sea bling spinnerbait and also on a Strike King Thunder Cricket is how we wound up catching our fish for that one. For the actual national championship, we went out, we checked brush piles, didn't have a whole lot of success on that. We found some fish on some shallower stuff back in the backs of creeks, not necessarily up on the bank, but kind of in staging areas. Caught some of them on a square bill, caught some more on a Strike King Thunder Cricket. But during the tournament itself, we wound up catching fish on a couple of different baits. On day one of the tournament, it was supposed to be a 3-day tournament, and I'll talk more about that here in a second. We caught some punching. This is a Bass Addiction mole cricket. It's kind of like a beaver bait, or it is a beaver bait essentially, but it's got a thicker body. I like it, especially punching down in Florida. It just retains the hook a little bit better. I think I may have mentioned that in a previous video. So it lasts a little bit longer with that, but it's just your run-of-the-mill. I say your run-of-the-mill, but it's a unique color also. This is called Nightmare. It's kind of a laminate. It's like a black and kind of a translucent blue. But I think one thing that's really important, I don't know if you can see it on the camera there or not, is the presence of the red flake. I just really like that right around the spawn. I just feel like there's something about it that triggers that. And folks will tell you, well, red's the first color that filters out when you start filtering light through the water column. And that's true. Down past 4 or 5 feet, the red light does filter out. But there's still the nature of this metal flake, since it is opaque and solid, that it reflects light. So if it picks up light, it just gives that little bit of reflection, but it's also got some blue glitter in it as well. And I paired that up with a flat out tungsten 1.25 ounce punch weight, a couple of bobber stops, and then I used a VMC 3/0 extra heavy flipping hook. Ran a file over it a couple of times just to get it razor sharp to get through all that plastic. And this was critical for a couple of fish on day one. What we found was a hydrilla edge that we could go down and we could punch through and catch fish doing that. There was a big flat that had scattered hydrilla on it, and that'll come into play here in just a second. We'll talk about. So first day we had 939. My partner Paul, he caught a really nice fish on I believe it was on a chatterbait, on an actual evergreen jackhammer version of the chatterbait, just as blaze orange as you could possibly get. And then that was our big fish for the day. But we wound up with 939. We were mired down. There's 192 boats, and we were mired down somewhere in the 100th place. Actually, I think we were in exactly 100th place after day one. Day two, we kind of commiserated about what to do. It was a little bit misty, a little bit cloudy. We thought about staying in Kawiki Creek, where the tournament went out of. We'd caught some fish in there on a frog early on, but we decided to run back down to where we had started. And pretty quickly I tied on, this is a River to Sea lane changer. And you can see it's a double prop bait with 3 sets of trebles here. And there's a little bit of a difference. A lot of people say, well, that looks like a devil's horse, or it probably sounds or looks like a devil's horse. And it kind of sort of is a devil's horse type bait, a dual prop bait. But what's different about it, one of the things that's different about it, is the fact that the prop blades themselves are plastic. They're a soft rubber plastic, and it's a little bit more subtle. And we quickly found that the fish down here liked it. I wanted to tie it on I thought about it after day one, the fact that a lot of the fish in Lake Eufaula are Florida strain fish, and pre and post spawn, you'll see a lot of pros and a lot of locals throwing a 2-prop bait down in Florida. So I thought about throwing it. Took it down there on that same hydrilla flat, and we quickly started picking up fish. Paul added the crucial number 5 fish to our creel using like a bulldog, but it was like an ultra vibe speed worm, but from bulldog baits, and just dragging it around the hydrilla edges where we were fishing. But the fish were coming up out of this, and something that kind of surprised me a little bit about the strikes on this bait. I anticipated a big dramatic topwater hit, and instead it was more of just a slurp, a suck, and you'll see that in some of this footage that you'll see shortly. And so this was our bait of the day, and on day 2 we wound up with 19.94. Moved us all the way up to 17th place. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it was supposed to be a 3-day tournament. It turned into a 2-day tournament because the weather on Saturday was very, very gusty winds. There was a stormy night that came through, and so it wound up. They wound up canceling day 3 very wisely. Shout out to Fishers and Men for having angler safety come first, and then they just recomputed the payday, because normally on the 3rd day, if you don't make the cut, which in this case would have been the top 38 boats, if you're not in the top 38 in this particular number, then they have a redemption tournament. You can go out and you can fish another day, and since a lot of folks book their rooms and they drive from quite a distance, gives you another opportunity to maybe try to win a little bit of money. So they canceled that, and they redistributed the pay, and they wound up paying down through 43 places. As I mentioned, we wound up finishing 17th. All of these baits that I threw were on the FX custom rods, the Extreme Angler series. The punch bait I was throwing on or I should say pitching, on a 7-foot 10-inch heavy plus. It's a moderate action, and then I was using 50-pound goat rope braid or 65-pound goat rope braid, depending on which rod I was picking up at the time. Something I wanted to mention, anytime I punch, I always have 2 punch rods on the deck. It's not uncommon to go through a mat and a fish hit your bait and either tear it completely off the hook or tear an appendage off the bait, and you're left scrambling trying to grab another bait. It's a lot easier to be able to put that rod down, pick another one up, and drop it right in there. And a lot of time these mat fish will be territorial and will follow up and quickly hit that bait. Or sometimes I'll have one with a punch skirt and one without. In this particular case, both my rods were rigged without punch skirts. The topwater I was throwing on a 6-foot 9-inch medium heavy action, extra fast. And then I was using 20-pound braid with a 15-pound monofilament leader, about 12 or 15 feet of that. Main reason is I like the control that I get with the braid, but I do like the shock absorption and the stretch of the monofilament. And then I have those joined together with an FG knot. And on that particular rod, I could get decent casting distance. I had good control over the bait and how I work the bait. But what I really like about the 6'9" is it doesn't wear me out. I was throwing, I throw my bigger top waters on a 7.7 FX custom rod on a medium heavy there, and it'll wear you out, especially if you're throwing like a big Zara spook or a big sexy dog, something like that, making long bomb casts and working it back. But again, I like that longer rod and a little bit stiffer rod, because when I'm throwing something with say a number 2 or a number 3 treble hook, I actually like to be able to lean into the fish pretty good. So that being said, we're headed off to Lake Martin next. So practiced there yesterday. It's a little tough. The fish have been a little bit messed up because the weather just continually is shifting. We get these chilly nights, we get big rain events that muddy it up, and the fish that are going to the beds or going to the bank, some of them are backing out. They're not going all the way back out to their winter haunts, but they're just not pulling up to the bank in the at the same rate that they would if this were nice stable weather. We just came off a full moon event, and we did have a spawn, but I'm not 100% sure that it was the major spawning event. In my practice, I saw a couple of empty beds, caught 1 or 2 off of beds, and then a lot of the spotted bass I caught were bucks that are pulled up. So it'll be interesting to see what turns out on Saturday up there on Lake Martin. That being said, here we'll take you to the back of the boat and let you see what I have set up back there with my battery set up now. I never thought I'd have it set up like this, but I'm glad that I do. So let's go take a look. All right, so we're back here. So down in the bottom of the boat, I've still got the traditional 36-volt battery set up for my trolling motor. So this battery, and this battery are all trolling motor. Then I have my cranking battery, which is running my graphs at the console, as well as my live well, bilge pumps, all that sort of thing. And that is an AGM battery. But this 5th battery is actually a lithium as well. So these 3 batteries and this battery are all Powerhouse Lithium, and you can find them at powerhouselithium.com. And what you'll find is something that I have discovered is that it is the reserve power that I have in lithium batteries is unbelievable. On day 1, after fishing all day, I think my batteries were somewhere in the mid 80% remaining. And then on day 2, we had a little bit shorter day, and I think we wound up being at somewhere in the, I think they're right around 90%. To keep them charged, I've got a NOCO 4 bank over here, and that charger will charge. It's actually designed to charge lithium batteries as well as AGM, lead acid, that sort of thing. And so I've got that set up to charge my 3 trolling motor batteries as well as my cranking battery. And then I have another battery charger over here, a single bank 10 amp NOCO that charges just my electronics battery. I meant to mention this battery, the only thing it powers is my 2 front graphs and my GLS 10 that run my Garmin Panoptics. The boats nowadays, they're so power hungry. And it's one of those things where I didn't want to have to do this. I didn't think, but now that I've done it, it is unbelievable how fast my batteries get charged. Powerhouse Lithium offers several other setups to include a 16-volt, which will give you actually a clearer picture on your electronics. I invite you to go check out their website. They talk a little bit more about the 16-volt battery. When I first heard that, it kind of blew my mind because I'm like, no, 12 volt. There's a couple reasons I personally went with a 12 volt. This 12 volt battery, if one of my trolling motor batteries were to mess up or something of the sort, not that that's been an issue, I could substitute it in. I can jump directly off of it. If something were to happen to my electronics battery, I could go straight over to my cranking battery or vice versa. So to me, that was just, plus I can use a 12 volt battery charger. But there are 20 volt chargers out there. Like I said, take a look, Powerhouse Lithium. I think you'll like what you see. Also check out their warranty while you're at it. It's pretty solid. So they are always willing to answer questions about as far as power draw, all that sort of thing. Something that I did do, I will show you. Again, I didn't point this out earlier, but what I did do is my electronics battery, you'll notice, goes straight to this breaker. So I gave it its own breaker. And so now I have a breaker that's a main breaker for the boat, the breaker for my electronics battery, and then my trolling motor breaker right over here, just so I can open up all those when I'm charging the battery. So if by some chance, and I've never had this happen, but I have friends who have had it happen with other brands of chargers, if you have a runaway charger, you've isolated your battery from the electronics. You don't wind up cooking your electronics. And then what I wound up doing is taking some conduit and putting the 2 charger cables together, and then the extension cable that I have can accommodate up to 3 plugs. So that's pretty handy in and of itself. But that's the power system that I'm running this year. Take a look at them over there, and I think, like I said, I think you'll like what you see. There's a lot of lithium companies that are coming on the market. There's a lot of lithium companies that have been on the market. Do your research, do your homework, find out if it's right for you. I was skeptical because the cost is up there. They are not cheap. However, in the long run, especially when it comes to maintenance, longevity, and even weight savings, you know, we all know gas prices right now are not the lowest they've ever been. So the weight savings in and of that, I got rid of, I put 1 extra battery in here, but I still wound up gaining, or I guess I should say losing, about 67 pounds, or maybe just a little bit more, by getting the 3 lead acids that I was running my trolling motor off of, and switching over to the Powerhouse Lithium. So that being said, we'll roll right on into some of the footage from Lake Eufaula. I hope you enjoy it. Check out, like I said, Powerhouse Lithium. Check out FX Custom Rods, Flat Out Tungsten, Bruiser Baits. They've got some great stuff over there. They run specials all the time. You'll be glad you did. It's going to be a great season. We're having fun so far. Keep hoping that we have success, and most of all, that we stay safe on the water. God bless, and thanks for joining me today.
So did they even place that black sheep?
I don't know. I'll have to look back at the post. There he is.
Not
Like a bluegill. Tick, tick.
got him. It's a keeper, might be.
God, he knocked the crap out of it. I thought I saw one of the pads move and I threw over there.
I think he'll keep.
You don't think so?
No, I said I think.
Yeah, I think so too. He's probably about a pound and a quarter. Out here on these paths and stuff. This reminds me a little bit of
two quarter probably.
Yeah.
Or swimming through it anyway. Got him?
Mm-hmm. Well, look how dark he is.
Yep.
He wouldn't make the team.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite big.
Boy, pretty though. Golly.
Makes you wonder if there's a bigger one on the video back there.
You just had a slap. Oh, it's a gator. Get it away from it.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I see him now.
Yeah, he's so little.
I know, I couldn't even see him.
Oh. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's got me in there. He's out. He's on another one. That's a good fish too. Yeah. Yeah, he would.
Pushing 3 maybe? Yeah, let's throw him on scales before we throw him back.
Yeah.
That give us a 11 pounds for the day. Oh, 302.
All right. So is that a limit?
Yep. We were about 8 1/2, 8 1/4. Now we're 11 1/4. With a 1 pounder and a 1 and a 1 1/4.
Yeah, I'd like to have it on the trailer before that. Oh. Oh. All right, we need to get out of here, dude. Yeah.
That's 2 pounder.
Ah, jeez.
So I think we got 13 pounds right now.
All right. Let's.
Want to just close out of here?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that we'll be able to get in here on day one. Depends on our boat number and all that. Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Quick, quick, quick.
I'm right here. I'm right here. Boom! Orange strikes again, baby.
I just reeled him down the center.
Start reeling down the center again. Yeah. Number 4. Yeah, check him too. Hang on, I got a fish. I got one. I can't tell. Doesn't feel like it, but he's just. Oh, yeah, he'll help. Here he is. He's right here. Oh. All right.
Just like that. That's what I was wanting to do with that other one. I wanted to lift it as under the net so it fell off.
Where's that scale at?
Right here. Come on. God, I have the hardest time getting the PC.
165.
All right. Check this one.
Pin him. He's 165. Pin him. So he's taking the place of number 5, I think. 158.
Okay, so
Number 5. Got him. Yeah, good one. I don't know. I can't tell. Yeah, it'll be probably.
Just a smidge. We'll take anything we can get.
Oh yeah. Watch out, he's got troubles all in his face. Yeah. Hang on. Get him! What are you doing? Get him!
I'm dry.
Hang on. Not a bad fish.
No, I did.
On the freaking prop bait.
Maybe that pissed him off.
He just barely slurped it. I was expecting like a toilet flush.
Like a bass or something like that. Oh. Big. Oh, I know. What's something?
Back the car right there. Scoot it back in the ground.
I got more of these. Just saying. We've got crossways, but watch out for these troubles. Just lift it straight up. Yeah. Lift the thing up so we don't hit the. Alright, man. These are not bad fish. No. God, look at it. He's got it all in his head.
I'm gonna leave this out. Keep putting it back.
That was the kind of hit I was expecting on this thing.
No, man. Whoa. That was something chasing something. Can't get it. I don't think that was a dog.
I don't think so either.
Got him.
Good fish, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
Good fish.
Thank you. He gave it. Come on, baby. Please, yeah. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry.
This is good fish. I'm going to put the pin down. Maybe not.
Let him just do what he wants to do.
I'm trying to keep it on. Oh my gosh, dude. This is a 5-pounder, or almost. Get him, get him, get him. Get him!
Not like the one we caught yesterday.
So he's like a 2-pounder, you're saying?
Yeah. 2.5.
We're not going anywhere else today. We're going to stay in here. I think these fish are coming. Yeah, they do. Have we caught any during the tournament?
I don't think we did. Not during the tournament, no.
Got him.
Got him?
Yeah.
Good one?
I can't tell.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Lane changer.
Wait. Okay.
I just want to make here, lift up.
Bam, dude.
We're making
Oh, the hook came out, dude.
We're making a run.
Hang on, don't let the net down. Yeah. I'm gonna give him to you. You can pin him with number 4. There you go. And I'll get
We could get a check out of this before we're done here.
Dude, they're just barely. That is a good one, dude.
And it's on the.
Okay, take your time. It's okay. Take your time. Easy. Lift. Oh, he's going in the grass. He's going in the grass.
I got braids.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I saw that edge. I said, man, I'm gonna go down that edge.
Here, hang on. Let me get him further into the boat. Dude, we got freaking 15, 16 pounds now.
You guys doing the Fish of the Men tournament? Huh? You fishing that Fish of the Men tournament?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Where are you from?
Alabama.
Oh, you are? Yeah, we are too. We live in Montgomery.
Oh, really? Are y'all fishing?
Yeah.
God, ball. Freaking first blow up in like 6 hours.
What's that?
Y'all did it good yesterday?
No. We had 9 something.
Weird day.
What did you guys do?
Had 15 yesterday.
Yeah. You smoking them today?
I know we got 4.
I got him, Paul.
Oh. We got one. Maybe.
I don't know that he's going to help. Oh, yeah. Watch out. Get him. Yeah. First one in like 7 hours.
Well, we're trying to change the topography of the lake with the trolling motor. Yeah.
You want to make him number 2?
Well, let me weigh him first. Make sure he's smaller than. What did we say? The other one is 202.
Oh, he's a lot smaller.
Of them.
Can we come on?
Got a big one.
You gonna wait a big fish for him first? I'll get this ready. Big fish leading, 5:30. 5:30.
Which one is it?
It's not that one.
I'm looking at several of them, so got a good bag there.
Oh yeah, that one.
This one right here. Yep.
Absolutely.
All right.
What did we say? 542 on that one.
483. 483.
I'll put that one in. Just put it in there. See what
Go
goes.
in there to get some Gregory.
I think that's the big one.
532, your big fish leader.
532. Bob, get it?
532, Bob. Yeah, he's getting it right now. 532.
Yeah, I thought that was it.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Do I put them all in there now?
Now we
That's right, you
them
put
all
them in
back
here.
Yep. Good job, guys. Yesterday they had how many?
9 and change.
9 to change yesterday. They got a whole lot more today. Look here. 1994 market.
Nice
Good job. Y'all give them a
job.
hand. Good job.